Hey, this is Matt. Once again, welcome back to another video. This is another paid request, this time for Andrew. Thank you so much for that. And for those interested in requesting any type of videos, feel free to send it either directly to my PayPal, which is usually the best bet, or join my Patreon. Both links are down below in the info box. And this is for the film Thank You for Smoking from 2005. Now, Thank You for Smoking is directed by Jason Reitman, and to be perfectly honest, is one of the few films I like in his filmography. Because I'm not a fan of Ghostbusters Afterlife. I'm not a fan of Juno. I can't remember if he did Up in the Air with George Clooney. If he did, I actually like that one. But this one is, I think, the first film he did, and I thought he did a rather good job. Never read the source material. I know some critics liked it, but some critics thought it could have been a much stronger bit of wit and satire. I can see what they mean, but I still overall like it because I think it has a great cast. I think it has a smooth flow, and it's a movie that, in a weird way, feels comfortable in its own skin. It didn't feel preachy. It didn't feel too cliche. I thought Aaron Eckhart did a great job, and I've always been a fan of that actor. Most people know him as Two-Face in The Dark Knight, but I remember him from Suspect Zero, underrated thriller from back in the day with him, Ben Kingsley, Carrie Ann Moss. You also had Battle Los Angeles, which I think is a very underrated, fun, popcorn action movie. But Aaron Eckhart does a great job here as the chief spokesman of tobacco studies, as he calls himself, the Colonel Sanders of nicotine. And he likes to talk. And in fact, one of his last lines in the film is, Michael Jordan plays basketball, Charles Manson kills people, I talk. Everyone has a talent. And the rest of the cast, you got J.T. Simmons as his boss. You got Robert Duvall as the head boss. You got Rob Lowe as a guy in Hollywood who starts working because tobacco studies, cigarettes, they want to try to get their market up, so maybe try to get them more into movies again. William H. Macy plays a senator who wants to put this big old poison symbol on cigarettes. Katie Holmes is in the film as a reporter. Sam Elliott is in the film as the former Marlboro Man, which actually is a pretty perfect fit. I forget their names, but Aaron Eckhart is part of this group of people they call themselves the Mod Squad, Merchants of Death. I think the lady is Maria Bello. Forgive me if I'm wrong. And the other guy is a guy I've seen in a lot of stuff. But one represents alcohol, one represents firearms, and then Aaron Eckhart's character, he deals with cigarettes. I really like those scenes. They have a good, easy camaraderie with each other. I kind of wish there was a whole film just about those three working together in their respective. But there's at least a decent amount of scenes that have them showcased. Even the kid who is Aaron Eckhart's son, I do recognize him. He was the kid in that film Godsend, the one with Robert De Niro. He was also that kid in that film Birth with Nicole Kidman, that the kid's supposed to be like a reincarnation of Nicole Kidman's dead husband. So it's a very weird movie because, okay, this kid's a reincarnation of your husband, so this kid's in love with you. It's a very weird movie. But I thought the kid did a good job acting-wise. And it's a movie that I wasn't laughing uproariously, but it's a film I was amused by. And I thought it went at a good pace. I was never bored. I thought Jason Reitman kept the pacing fairly quick. Like I said, it has a smooth flow to it. Was the movie dealing with all these capable actors, whether it be Aaron Eckhart showing his talent of the character, of how he could talk and get his way in and out of these little situations where he's talking to the kids, going, "Hey, think for yourselves, find out for yourself. Don't let your teacher just tell you, okay, cigarettes are bad. What if you say chocolate is bad too? What if they tell you can't eat chocolate anymore? Okay, see, find out for yourself. Do information for yourself." Or like during the Merchants of Death, one of those scenes where I think it's the lady, she's with alcohol, and she says, "Man, I'm having this problem in here, and they're going to try to go after me and deal with the deformed kids because of alcohol, with fetuses." And Aaron Eckhart like, "Yeah, deformed kids, man, that's tough. I'm lucky mine only makes him bald before it kills him." So it has a bit of a darkish humor to it. And that's the thing, like, there are moments of that kind of amusement. And I think Jason Reitman had a pretty capable script. The little moments just made me amused. For example, Aaron Eckhart gets the team, including JT Simmons, to go, "Hey, we should try to get them back in the movies, cigarettes. Make cigarettes look cool. You remember this movie when someone looked cool, and we should try to get that into play." And they made Rob Lowe, who's a movie agent, and Rob Lowe's like, "How about cigarettes in space? Cigarettes in space. Well, wouldn't the cigarettes, in a space station, wouldn't it blow up? Doesn't matter. I mean, you just come up a line. We got the blah 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 reactor or whatever. There you go. It's sci-fi." And we can't, just have cigarettes be with the Ravs. What's Ravs? Russians, Arabs, or villains. Which I guess is true when you think of it. Like, a lot of cigarettes in later years was either villains, and usually they were Russians or Arabs, so that is true. Even the kid, like his interaction with his son, when I say it's not cliche, you're thinking, okay, the son is going to have this moral fiber of, "Hey, Dad, cigarettes is bad. You need to change your ways. You need to realize that they're bad, and you need to be this triumphant morality tale where he, fight against the system, Dad, and blah blah blah." Not really. The kid's just more comfortable with his dad, and really it's more the kid wanting to become a speaker like him, wanting to become a debate talker like him. And they have a easygoing relationship. They don't create drama. They don't create friction to make the movie hopefully more interesting. It's just the father and son actually liked each other. They're actually on good terms. It's not like deadbeat dad. I'm glad they didn't go, yes, he's separated from his wife, but they don't go with the deadbeat dad. They don't go with the son who doesn't like his dad, who doesn't care about his dad. They didn't go with that cliche. Because you see that so many times, it's nice when they don't go that route. Because it just feels more refreshing. And like they have an easygoing conversation about, let's say you have a debate, chocolate or vanilla, which is the best? What do you think is best? Chocolate? Well, I think it's vanilla. And they're talking blah blah blah. And then he goes on seemingly another tangent. I win. But you didn't convince me that that vanilla was better. I don't need to convince you. I'm not after you. I'm after them. If I talk it away where they think I'm right, then I win. And if I win, that means you lost. Even the way he talks with Sam Elliott's character, who is having health issues because he was the Marlboro Man, and Aaron Eckhart is told to give him this money, and Sam Elliott says, "Is this a payoff, so I shut up?" No. They just think this is just a gift. And they feel that'll be such a great gift that you'll just, out of your own goodwill, stop talking about it. "Why are you telling me this? Why are you being so honest?" Well, why not? And then the way Aaron Eckhart kind of turns and tricks Sam Elliott to take the money. Because then Aaron Eckhart goes, "You know what? See this money? This is all that money. No, see, what you need to do is you need to get the news crew here. And you need to give this money to a charity." Give this money to a charity. And that way you really show them up. Create a foundation. Well, what if I do that but keep half of it? No, no, you can't keep this money, man. You can't keep the money. Now, wait a minute. No, you can't keep this money. Okay? Remember, you can't keep this money. You gotta give it the foundation. You gotta get it. So then Aaron Eckhart starts acting as if he's the, I don't know, at the end of Michael Clayton with George Clooney or something. You can't keep the money. You can't do this. And I mean, you just say it's a little bit anti-smoking of a movie, but it kind of plays a little bit on his sleeve as well. That's why it didn't feel too preachy, and it does make the point of, by the end, people know cigarettes are bad, but it's going to be about people's choices, which is true. Like, you could put that big poison symbol on the cigarettes, but people already know, and it's about education. It's about teaching your kids, about having your kids learn. And he even challenges Senator, like, Senator, you're from Vermont, and as you mentioned, it's a big cheese state. Well, shouldn't there be a war on your cheese? Because that's a lot of cholesterol, and heart attacks might even be a bigger killer than cancer. So yeah, it's one of those movies where, like I said, it has a nice, easygoing flow to it. And I think because of the way the cast worked with each other, I would say of the cast, Katie Holmes is okay. She does feel like a bit of the weaker of the whole cast. Like, she's the one that kind of sticks out compared with the others. Like, she's okay as a reporter who ultimately screws the Aaron Eckhart's character over, but he gets a little bit of payback near the end on that. Yeah, I don't know how else to word it, but I quite liked it. I think when I first saw this, I was kind of so on. I think as I've grown older, I've grown to appreciate the film a bit more. Maybe at first I thought it was going to be much more of maybe a broader comedy, or much more of a biting attack on cigarettes. But it's not really. It's a bit more. I don't know if I want to say low key, but and maybe that's what critics were mad about. At least some of them, like, they thought it was going to be much more of a sledgehammer attack, where it's more of a, love taps on it. But like I said, I'm fine with that because I didn't need to be preachy and such. I think mainly just I enjoyed watching the cast and it wasn't boring. And it's actually pretty. When I say it was a competent script, in another movie, Aaron Eckhart's character would be like a villainous character, or would be a character I should really like and despise. And maybe some people would, but I didn't. I thought he was charming. I thought he worked well. He does make a little bit of moral choice at the end, as he puts it. Some things are more important than paying the mortgage. But at the same time, it's not a total 180, because the next job he gets is about cell phones. So is it true? Well, I'm going to be now working for a cell phone company to try to relegate that. Apparently, they cause brain cancer. MJ plays ball. Manson kills people. I talk. Everyone has a talent. It's a film that it didn't. I'm really you don't really hear anybody talk about the movie, but I think it's worth a watch if you like any of these actors. And like I said, if the concept thinks, oh man, it's that heavy duty, maybe it's that heavy dramatic of changing tones of comedy, drama. I wouldn't even say there's a lot of heavy drama in the film or such. Some people may thought it needed that. I didn't. Because I made it more of an kind of an easy watch in a weird way to not have that. But that's just the way I look at it. So I think it's a pretty commendable movie. So with that said, thanks for watching. Take care, and we'll see you later. Bye bye.